Hello everyone, I'm Rym, a scientist passionate about implementing multi-site clinical studies, and today I would like to quickly touch base on a topic that is a reality, in reality a challenge we all face when generating data across different sites. So research groups within the same organization or not can face this challenge where the data harmonization is a problem. The challenges they face when it's not implemented well. I looked at the literature and I tried to come up with some best practices to achieve that. One of the primary challenges is the consistency in data collection methods and tools across different sites. So each site might have its own preferred systems and processes in place already. They don't want to change it, so it leads to variation in the way that data is captured and stored. This variation in how the data is labeled and coded across sites may create significant challenges in harmonization. So inconsistencies on how the data quality is managed can affect the reliability of the data sets that we are working with. Different sites might operate also under varying regulatory requirements, which can lead to discrepancies in how the data is collected, how it's processed, and how it's reported. So this local regulation and ethical guidelines can vary from one continent to the other. That will require trial organizers to navigate really through a complex set of requirements and ensure that compliance across sites is happening. So to ensure this compliance with all the relevant regulations while harmonizing the data across different sites might add another layer of complexity in the process. Added to that, what we see as a hurdle most of the time is the fact that data formats and structures can differ significantly between sites, making it very difficult to integrate and analyze data efficiently. Integrating data from multiple sources often requires complex technical skills, which can be also prone to errors and can take a lot of resources. So the lack of consistencies between the systems can further complicate the integration, making it very difficult to achieve a unified dataset at the end of the study. Last but not least, I think that the language barrier and cultural differences can also further complicate the communication and collaboration between the sites that can potentially in some instances lead to misunderstanding and delays. So establishing best practices for data harmonization is crucial. That it will ensure, I think, the success of our clinical research studies. And a clear data harmonization plan should be developed, I think, upstream before the study starts. That has to include defining dataset standards and protocol, identifying key elements and variables, and creating comprehensive data dictionary. We also need to focus on having an effective communication and collaboration set up since the beginning among all the sites. That's very essential. It has to be coupled with regular meetings, progress updates on a weekly basis or as often as it's needed, and a designated also data harmonization team or coordinator who will oversee and make sure that everything is happening well on a daily basis. We also need to implement the standardized data collection tools and processes, such as of course, the electronic data capture, and we have also the standardized, for example, case report forms, along with training. That's the most essential piece, in my opinion, for data entry personnel that can help maintain this consistency across different sites. Data validation and quality control, that's the topic that I love the most. It includes also validation rules and checks. We have to put in place all the key performance indicator, all the quality control checks. We need to make sure that there is a regular data monitoring and auditing, and not only at single times of the study. It has to be ongoing while the study is progressing. And also we have to reconcile all the data discrepancies as they happen, because that will for sure ensure the data integrity at the end. So addressing data privacy and link security is also critical. Of course, when we talk about multi-site, we talk about different regulatory bodies. So it needs to be compliant to different regulation, for example, HIPAA, GDPR, and others. So we need to make sure that the data storage is secure, that the transfer of the files and the information is also well managed. And we have also the identification and anonymization of all the sensitive data that are related to patient data. So as we consider the importance of data harmonization, it's really crucial to understand the risks that we face when we don't implement data harmonization from the start. So this will really we have to make sure that the risks that we take and we face, if we don't choose to really make sure that this effort is happening at the very beginning of the study. So first, without harmonization, researchers are restricted to analyzing data from different sources separately. So this limitation is counterproductive, I think, for all of us as researchers to the collaborative natures of the modern research. So we will be isolating data sets. We miss the opportunity to gain insights from a comprehensive analysis of all the available data that we have and that we generate. So which could finally, I think, drive a more significant discoveries. So we are missing that opportunity to do it. Second, the process of project-specific data harmonization is often exhaustive and time-consuming as well. So reports have shown that it takes up to 6 months to complete, and in some cases, the third of the data might be not possible to harmonize or to use for analysis, so they will be excluded from the final data set. This is not only delays the research processes, but also diverts critical resources, both human and financial. It's not only for the funds that are allocated to the study. So it takes us away from more impactful research activities that we all hope for. So these delays can also contribute to increased costs, as we said earlier, both in terms of research expenditures, but eventual also cost of care. And the time we spend wrangling data and custom coding detracts us from ability to find insights that drives discoveries forward. It will slow down, of course, our impact time to discovery, and also the cost of delivering new treatment to the public if the study is really a clinical trial that is supposed to have an immediate impact on the public. So the resulting cost increases can create significant barriers to care, particularly in disadvantaged population and less developed countries in some instances. But the good news is that we are not facing these challenges alone. So across the research landscape, numerous initiatives, and both individual and consortium-based, are putting data first and creating comprehensive roadmaps to guide us through the data harmonization process. These are two examples that I know very well, but there are multiple examples as well for initiatives that are setting the standards, developing tools, and fostering collaboration to ensure that data can be seamlessly integrated across sites and studies. So by following these roadmaps and participating in this collaborative effort, research organizations in general can overcome the challenge of data harmonization. They can accelerate the pace of discovery and ultimately also a better outcome for the studies and a good reach for patients worldwide if the clinical trial is about a specific treatment. So why the risk of not moving forward is significant? The path forward, I think it's clear at this point. With the right strategies and the commitment to data first principles, we can really overcome these challenges successfully, and we can also have a potential for our effort to be successful. Thank you all.